Bungie's greatest achievement was making people believe that it was Activision Blizzard's fault that their game sucked. In reality, it was Bungie all along. And now, since there's no one else to blame, a Bungie gets to reap what they sow. And my god, it's not looking good. This is now Bungie's biggest humiliation yet. I am confident given a week or two, Bungie will find a way to humiliate themselves even harder. I fully believe in that, in fact, considering they have literally a history of doing this. First they destroy Destiny, then they sunset pretty much all the content that people paid for. Then they try to sell you the color black for $20. And now, well, before that even they made Marathon, then they doubled down on Marathon, and now Bungie has officially lost the lawsuit against some random guy from Tumblr who claimed that Bungie stole his story. And because Bungie sunset all of their content, they had no way to prove he was even wrong, because that guy had at least evidence of the story existing. Oh my god, this is hilarious. And I know, there's gonna be some Bungie glazers, people who have, donut holes, this, like Hillary Clinton showed in that photo. What did she mean by that? And say, oh no, can't you read? Destiny 2 Red War copyright lawsuit ends with Bungie reaching a full settlement. Yes, a full settlement means that they lost. They just decided, you know what, we're gonna lose in court and have to pay more money. So let's just pay less money up front and never talk about this again. This is what a settlement is, okay? Big companies don't settle defensive lawsuits, okay? They go through them if they know that they can win, or if they're confident that they can win. The fact that they settled is 100% Bungie losing.
Destiny 2 Red War copyright lawsuit ends as Bungie reaches full settlement with author. This is posted here from Zuhad. Bungie has fully settled the Destiny 2 Red War copyright lawsuit with writer Matthew Marneau, ending a year-long legal fight. The copyright lawsuit against Bungie over Destiny 2's Red War campaign has finally come to an end. The case was first filed in October 2024 by sci-fi writer Matthew Kelsey Marneau, who claimed Bungie copied major parts of his 2013-2014 online stories. He argued that Destiny 2's Red Legion faction,
the first person in the history of Tumblr to get a paycheck. Impressive, you have to admit.
The Red War plot and several story elements were taken from his work. Once the case survived Bungie's attempt to get it dismissed, it moved into a long discovery process that pulled old campaigns, lore, and even YouTube videos into the discussion. As the case went on, Marneau kept expanding his claim.
Bungie tried to submit lore videos from random creators on YouTube as evidence. That was hilarious.
He first added the Curse of Osiris expansion, saying it also overlapped with his original writing. Then earlier this month, his legal team tried to add the Destiny Grimoire anthology books, saying they recently discovered them and believed they shared even more story beats with his ideas. That addition came on top of the narrative claims already targeting the Red Legion story themes and world building elements inside Destiny 2. Yeah, dude, it wasn't just Red Legion. He claimed the Red Legion, War Beasts, Curse of Osiris, a number of things in the anthology books that were essentially taken from his stories. And again,
does anyone care? I personally don't. I mean, good for him. The first person on Tumblr to ever receive a paycheck goes down in history. And it's from Bungie, one of the sloppiest, wokest, garbagest companies ever. No regrets.
Buy his book. It's like 99 cents or something. I have not purchased it. I thought about purchasing it just so that we could see, like, what are the similarities here. Now it appears the entire fight is over. A new filing shows that the lawsuit has been settled in full. All claims are done, and the case will not go to trial. Destiny 2 Red War lawsuit update. Bungie and Marneau settle all claims according to the new court filing. According to a minute entry obtained by the Game Post, a settlement conference was held on November the 12th, 2025, in front of Magistrates Judge North. It says the talks were successful, and that they resulted in the settlement of all claims. So right here, a settlement conference was conducted on this date before the undersigned magistrates judge. The following reads: negotiations were successful and resulted in the settlement of all claims. The court thanks counsel and the parties for their efforts in bringing this matter to an amicable resolution. How much do you think he got paid? Chad, let's talk numbers.
Amicable probably does not fit this, because Bungie did not enjoy a split second of it, okay? Well, not that they care, honestly. The CEO's gone, everyone at the C-suite level in Bungie are Gonzo Alonzo with the bags, and now poor Vokies that are still left working at Bungie are getting absolutely destroyed. Oh boy, man, it has been a great run. Too bad people don't usually care too much about these Bungie is dead and humiliated videos, because Bungie deserves it. Bungie is one of those companies that actively deserves it.
Pursue. How much do you think this settlement was? North of $1 million?
Probably a couple of million, yeah.
This guy, I don't know what the settlement is, but he may have made absolute bank without selling a single fucking book. You know what I mean? Why string it along this long just to settle? Because the whole goal...
Because it's easier.
Goal was to get money. That was the whole goal. And look. Let me be honest with you. Most attorneys want you to settle. They want to get in there and get out.
Yeah, I have also heard this. I'm not sure if this is fucking true. I'm pretty sure, by the way. But this is I don't know any evidence of it. I do know attorneys, but I have never fucking asked them. Your typical corporate attorney response to this is, we don't want to go in lawsuits in general. But that's because those attorneys get paid constantly, and I mean, the less work they have, the better. They're still getting the paycheck at the end of the day. But I'm pretty sure attorneys don't want you to settle. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a myth. Because if you're settling, and the attorney thinks, we could win this, that means the attorney is getting less money, a lot of less money, if he really thinks that you can win. Because keep in mind, the attorney can get a chunk of that money in a lot of cases, and the longer the thing goes, the more expensive it becomes. So I mean, why would attorneys honestly want to settle things like this? The losing side probably wants to settle, aka Bungie, but no one else really wants. No one, but the average person does not want to do this do this, because I mean, the court proceeding can literally take like probably 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 years even. So no one wants to deal with that. So settling is pretty good because the person gets a pretty sizable chunk of the money that they originally asked for. In some cases, usually it's like 10% of what they asked for, or around that sum. It depends on a case-by-case basis. But, it depends. But the company that gets sued can, ask, okay, we're going to give you the money, but you can't go around parading that you destroyed this. You can't say that we stole shit from you. All of this goes away. That's why companies like settling, because, it's losing, but you at least get to save some face.
So if the number was right, you can bet your ass. This is how the attorneys go. They go, well, we could push it, but it's a good chance. We could lose and not get anything. This may be the best we can get out of this situation. You know what I mean? I know, like, some people are like, but attorneys want to stretch out legal fees. No, I'm telling you, especially if this was like a payout situation for the attorneys, they probably wanted to just settle, especially if they thought that there wasn't a lot of weight to the claim to begin with. I mean, if anything, I felt like they were just taking a shotgun approach where they were just like, everything was stolen. And that probably made Bungie go, fuck, we're going to have to go through every little thing we got. Our anthology books. We're going to have to dig out the Red War campaign, which, by the way, is not even playable. Hell, Bife's videos were being brought up. But I would assume this guy probably got paid in the millions. In the millions. Who knows? Now, update November 14th. At 3:28 p.m. Pacific, a new court filing obtained by the Game Post has now made the settlement official. Judge Susie Morgan has issued an order confirming that all parties have firmly agreed upon a compromise. In this case, the court has dismissed.
Bro, what is it with Americans and having these surnames that sound like names? Like, Morgan's a name of a person. Like, what the hell is this? Stop.
The lawsuit in its entirety without costs. The judge also gave a 60-day window for either side to reopen the case if the settlement falls apart for any reason. The order states that the court is keeping jurisdiction during the 60-day period so it can enforce the settlement if needed. The court, having been advised that all parties have firmly agreed upon a compromise in this matter, it is ordered that this action be and is hereby dismissed as to all parties without cause and without prejudice to the right upon good cause shown within 60 days to reopen the action if the settlement is not consummated. The order reads, in addition, the court specifically retains jurisdiction to enforce the settlement agreement if settlement is not consummated within 60 days. At this time, there is no information on the settlement terms. We do not know the amounts, whether any non-monetary conditions were included, or how the final agreement treats the Red War, Curse of Osiris, or the Grimoire Anthology. If more documents appear in the case file, we will update the section accordingly. This is not the only legal issue Bungie has been facing. A separate lawsuit involving former Destiny 2 game director Christopher Barrett is still active. Barrett sued Bungie and Sony, seeking $200 million and accusing Bungie of wrongful termination to avoid paying around $50 million. Jesus, it's up to $200 million.
I have not heard that one before.
See, like this right here, man, I don't know how this is going to hold weight. He got terminated for sexual misconduct, and there was supposedly a lot of women that came forward with text messages showing that with him being a higher up in leadership, was making sexual advances towards these.
Absolutely. I mean, bad YouTube. Bad YouTube. I said bad.
Individuals. Now, Barrett was reportedly fired from Bungie after at least 8 female employees came forward and reported that Barrett had made them feel uncomfortable and behaved inappropriately towards them. What do you think of the settlement? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I don't know, boys.
I don't think.
know. In my eyes, if it's a complete...
This is why people call odds to cross a shell, because these opinions are not strong enough, okay? It's not actually calling Destiny bad if they do bad. I mean, not having an opinion here is like, okay, that's just PR speak.
But in bullshit lie, and there ain't no way this guy or Bungie or writers at Bungie had ever stolen elements of this guy's story, then there would be no reason to settle. It could be a...
I mean, listen, Bungie is notoriously well known for stealing art. Why not just read the story from some Tumblr dude?
Situation where the bad publicity around it was just too much, and with like Marathon right around the corner and the art plagiarism that took place, it could be a situation where Sony said, just fucking pay. You know what I mean? I have to read the book.
Sony would never say just pay. Sony would literally never say just pay.
And I've been saying I was going to read the book, and we're going to read the book. It's not exactly expensive, and I don't even think the book was even popular for a while there.
Bro, imagine this, like think about this logic for a second, okay? So, you're a company, and you have a game upcoming, and someone sues you about a separate thing, and you're like, well, we got a game coming, so we don't really want to deal with the lawsuit, so let's just pay them for no reason at all. Yeah, that does not track in the slightest. That's sheer stupidity.
Even know where you can even find the book. Look, again, it could just be a situation where Sony's just saying it's too much bad publicity. You just had the art scandal this past summer, and Bungie openly came out on that one and said that yes, this slipped through the cracks. You remember the apology from Joe Cross there. So it could just been that the publicity for it was too bad, and they just needed to get away from it. You know what I mean? But judge said no to dismiss the trial because Bungie was using Bife as proof. Yeah, part of me wonders too, like, had the Red War campaign existed in some playable form right now, would the lawsuit have gone through? Because Bungie even said themselves that they essentially could not access this content. It's a weird situation. This is an all-around weird situation. It's not as if the game, the thing that's being shown as plagiarized is even in existence in the game. You know what I mean?
By the way, someone who claims to understand tech commented last time we talked about Bungie not being able to show proof. Said that it's actually kind of suspicious that Bungie cannot show proof because they have the files, but their claim is that their engine now is completely different from what it once was, so they can't launch the red thingy. But that person said they should have a copy of their engine that was at that point incompatible with the thing. So something doesn't add up here. That's what one commenter said. How true this is, I don't know. On my minimal black magic experience, yeah, it does actually kind of check out in a reasonability level that Bungie would probably have backups of their old engine variants. Because I mean, better be safe than sorry. It's not like it probably costs that much to actually keep a backup of the old engines. So that does kind of check out to a degree, at least in my mind. Now, admittedly, that's speculation. I am not a computer guy. I'm just saying stuff that my limited understanding in these things can get to. But, it does seem slightly odd because it doesn't check out as just general logic that you would just not have copies of your engine. Well, in any case, that was Odds to Cross 10 out of 10. Bye!